Eroticism, intimacy, and connection transcend the physical act. They are sacred aspects of us laced within every aspect of life, not just in moments of intimate play, but in the way we exist, create, and relate. My struggle has been finding reflections of that understanding in the people I connect with, particularly those that I find myself attracted to in that way. It's one of the most uncomfortable challenges I faced. I used to think that this discomfort stemmed from trust issues, but as I've deepened my clarity and learned to trust myself, I've become more skeptical. Not in the fearful way, but in the realization that I have no conscious power over who enters my life. My power lies only in my response. Catch that. Now, when I feel drawn to someone, my mind immediately asks, what is this person highlighting within me about my own growth? And when someone seems drawn to me, I wonder, what am I reflecting in them that needs to evolve? More often than not, I've found that those who are attracted to me struggle with self-worth and confidence. In the past, I might have assumed the same was true for me when I entertained certain connections. But as of this video, I'm not pursuing anyone I feel attracted to. However, I'm intentional about the energy I engage with, especially platonic energy. When I sense a sexual undercurrent with someone, I set a firm boundary. Too many people lack awareness of that kind of energy exchange, disguising sexual desire as friendship. I can't be just friends when that energy is screaming at me. But in this society, even friendships come with hidden agendas, sexual benefits, self-serving motives. Everything is transactional, and that muddiness makes it even harder to build genuine, meaningful connections, especially when mutual attraction is involved. This experience is both challenging and isolating. Attraction, connection, intention, they all carry different weights depending on the intensity of the moment. At a certain point, the relationship with attraction, connection, and intention must evolve. Instead of being consumed by the pull, you begin to use that pull to assess how much you've grown and how much you are growing. For me, it reveals how I've shifted away from urgency, the desperate need to be seen and validated by someone. That means my self-worth has expanded. My self-worth is expanding. It shows me that I can experience attraction without sexualizing or objectifying someone, that I can lean in, sit with the feelings, and honor them without needing to act on them. And yet, I often find myself navigating this alone. I wonder if these realizations would feel more real if I were in active union with someone. But at the same time, experiencing this in solitude feels like an act of sacred preservation. The tension lies in not knowing whether this inner work is drawing the counterpart options closer, preparing me for someone specific, or simply shaping me into the kind of person who can articulate the depth of this experience. Or maybe all of the above. If you're watching this and you are experiencing this exact same thing, it helps to reflect on this. But the tension still remains, and it will remain until the physical reality reflects the truth of what we already know inside. Lately, I've been questioning whether what I feel is just regret disguised as longing, or if it's a future wish taking form. It feels like I'm being forced into patience and endurance against my will. And that makes my inner clarity feel pointless. Not in a hopeless way, but in the sense that life itself is inherently meaningless until we assign meaning to it. And when external circumstances don't align quickly and efficiently with that meaning, doubt creeps in. It's like being bullied into a fight, pushing to make things happen exactly as I envision them. But pushing creates resistance, and resistance creates more struggle. Even when the fight produces results, you have to keep fighting to maintain them. On the other hand, patience and endurance mean surrendering to the flow, whether it aligns with your inner clarity or not. And while that may soothe the nervous system, it does nothing for the human ego. So, I'm caught in this space where I no longer have the energy to fight, and I also don't have the energy for patience. Somehow, though, I still get sparks of life when I wish for something that excites me, when a small provision appears where there seemed to be none, when I feel attraction to someone. And yet, those are just breadcrumbs. I deserve the whole loaf, fully, completely, at the same time, in the same way, for the same thing. That's the unresolved tension I've carried my entire life. No more breadcrumbs. Does resolution mean I want a specific outcome? Absolutely. Does it mean that multiple truths can coexist? They already are coexisting. I feel the clash of them every day. And the outcomes that truly align with my inner clarity remain just out of reach, floating above me, refusing to land. That's what makes this feel pointless. We've done everything we can to ground ourselves without harming ourselves, without harming others, but there's only so much a person can do before the pressure becomes unbearable, before exhaustion sets in so deeply that even when the long-awaited outcome finally materializes, there's nothing left to enjoy it. This balancing act was never meant to feel like a war, and yet, that's exactly what it feels like. We're fed up, tired, done pretending that breadcrumbs, small provisions, and unrequited connections are enough. They are not enough. We don't need another motivational speech. We know the words. We don't need more grounding techniques. We've mastered them. We need tangible, real, satisfying results. We need our creative endeavors to overflow with money and support. We need our bodies to have access to real nourishment, hydration, and wellness, not scraps and substitutions. We need our connections to love us back with equal intensity. No more settling, no more waiting, no more hoping for scraps, no more. So, where does that leave us? Not in a place where we need another lesson. We don't need more inner clarity. We have the clarity. What we need is the world to finally align with it. And I wish I could give us all that. I really do. But what I can tell you is that it makes perfect sense to feel this way. Let this be your permission slip to honor the unfairness of this, without gaslighting yourself out of it, without buying into the notion that you're being dramatic or you're a failure. You are not any of those things. It makes sense to be done with waiting. It makes sense to want the whole thing. not just these little pieces that never fully satisfy. I don't have a resolution for us because we don't need one. We just need to say it exactly as it is. No silver lining, no next step, just this. And I'm here in this with you. So, until next time, be kind and gentle with the tension of this frustration and impatience, and stay curious about whoever and whatever shows up for you.